meeting with these people, and they're all saying, sitting around the table, that, like, how bad is it going to be in Canada? They said, we're falling apart in the U.S. You're obviously going to have a recession. And we're thinking, well, we're like still a few weeks away from putting out our numbers. A few weeks later, we put out our numbers, recession and deficit. A week later, Minister Flaherty says no recession, no deficit in 2009. Then a few weeks after that, we get our budget cut by a third. And then, okay, now it's a different game. Like, now you're in the middle of this. Like, this is real now. And the government's starting to take it personal. So it's gone from, we want accountability, we want transparency, now, okay, now you're not making us look like good economic and fiscal managers. In a few months after that, we released a big report on costing Aboriginal educational infrastructure. Not hard to do. Some smart people in the office. We're speaking to school boards. We're getting some data on the number of assets from Aboriginal and Northern Affairs. The school boards are telling us this is how we cost this building. Like, we think about how old is this building? What's the recapitalization rate? You start putting the models together. We come out with numbers. You test the numbers, and then you put the product out. They didn't like it either. A few months later, after that, I find myself in front of a joint committee of the Library of Parliament. So you got people from the House, people from the Senate, and they bring in MPs and they say I should be held in contempt of Parliament. And then there's a set of recommendations that come forth. Again, this is in the context of getting our budget back. One of the recommendations was everything the PBO does should be confidential. It should not be released unless the MP wants it to be released. That was a recommendation from that joint committee. And I still remember the day I saw that report. I couldn't believe it because I thought we had support from the NDP and the Liberals that in terms of building this office, which has to be transparent. I remember leaving the office that day. It's in the book, and I'm riding my bike home. I'm a bike rider. Visit a friend at a hospital, and I'm thinking on the bike ride home, I'm quitting. I've had enough. I have no clients. There is nobody interested in the work that we're doing. And I felt like I've been a public servant for 27 years that work on Afghanistan, those projections, Aboriginal, 3 big products in less than a year. The best work I've ever been involved in with the best team, and I have no clients. They don't want to see, they don't even want the information. And I was frustrated, to be honest. There was just a lack of debate. You put the numbers out. It's about the number. I'm saying, well, actually, we're financial people, so we have to talk about numbers. But the debate on Afghanistan was, what kind of military do we want after Afghanistan? How are we going to take care of veterans? The debate on Aboriginal educational infrastructure, we put out the numbers. It's not a debate about we're short 100, 200 million. It's like, why are we treating these people so much differently than other kids? And isn't it surprising if we don't put the money into those schools that maybe they end up in prisons, which is the next big product we took, the next big set of research that we took on the Truth in Sentencing Act. I was totally ready to quit. Mr. Mulcair phones. I'm on the steps of a hospital. I was visiting a friend. Don't quit. Mr. Layton, don't quit. I get home, and I talk to my wife, and she says, absolutely you can't quit. And I said, I have no clients. This is like if you're a business and you have no clients, you don't have to read Peter Drucker to know you don't have a business. This is done. This is over. And then, my team were actually, and you will see we use the word public service refugees in that, because we were actually called public service refugees by the librarian who we worked for, because, we're kind of like, well, we don't want to be part of this public service anymore. We want a new public service. We just want to be analytical and transparent. We don't mind accountability. Nobody should mind accountability because we're spending other people's money. And, you're the ones that created it, changed the Act of Parliament.